Hello everyone, how are you? Today I'll talk about the recent M1 chip that Apple announced. MacBook Air, MacBook Pro and Mac Mini were launched based on the Apple Silicon M1. First, let's talk about the chip. The M1 chip is based on TSMC's 5nm architecture, which we have seen on the iPad Pro and iPhone 12 lineup. The M1 chip is a complete package. It's an 8-core processor, GPU and even RAM is built within the package. So yes, no upgradability. Apple used to use Intel's CPUs, but they just decided to go for this mobile chip. Yes, it might sound rude, but it's a mobile chip. But don't assume that it's slower than the others. Apple is claiming that it's faster than the previous MacBooks in CPU, GPU, and multi-core performance. Even the M1 based MacBook Air is 25% faster than the previous MacBook Pro. Well, talk about it later. If you are enjoying it, then subscribe to my channel. Apple was planning this for some long time. We knew that Apple is going to launch their own CPU. Apple Silicon M1 is a big step indeed. Out of topic this might be, but Apple this year, I don't know what they are thinking, but taking very serious steps all through the year. It is good till now though, but the competition will be more rough than before. So, MacBook Air. MacBook Air has always been a great choice for many people for many reasons. 1. Low price. 2. Compatibility. And 3. Powerful. But this year's MacBook Air might be the best MacBook Air ever. It has got the M1 chip, which is super fast for day-to-day tasks and some editing stuff. But it has no fans this year. Last year's MacBook Air got some issues with the heating. The fan was spinning too fast and the sound was annoying. It was getting thermal throttled every now and then. But the new one has no issues, although it has no fan, as the M1 chip is a mobile chip, so it's very power efficient and also easy to cool down. So it's super quiet now and no issues like thermal throttling. Now the battery backup. Intel used to use 40nm CPUs and it was very power hungry, so the battery backup was not so incredible. New MacBook Air can last 15 hours. As it's a 5nm chip, it's super power efficient. The battery backup is now double than the last year's. Additional information for you: MacBook Air comes with a 30W power adapter. App compatibility. You will find two sections in your App Store now. One for 86 based Intel versions, 2 iPad and iPhone versions. Yes, iPad and iPhone apps can also be used on these devices with M1 chip. Apple's own apps run amazingly fast, like blazing fast, but third-party apps face troubles. Like Safari is way more smooth than Chrome. Even Chrome crashes sometimes. So app compatibility isn't so good at this time. Even Photoshop is not optimized for this. App developers might face a problem because it doesn't support emulator options. Though Android Studio is fine, but you will need a physical Android device to test out your apps. Besides, it has only 8GB of RAM. It's enough for normal tasks, but work like app development and coding, 8GB is not enough at all. But that's not the problem. The problem is the RAM is not upgradable. because the CPU, GPU, and RAM is sorted in a single chip. So, for now, at least, it's not a good choice for developers. But it's a matter of time that third-party apps are gonna be optimized for the M1 devices, because it's really interesting to see new competitors in the market. That's all for today. I'll see you soon.